equations transformable to quadratic equations, including rational algebraic equations. So let's have an example which will help us later to solve quadratic equations that are not written in standard form, including the rational algebraic equations. So find the least common denominators of the following expressions. Number 1, 1 over 3 minus 5 over 6. So the first thing to look at is the denominators, which is 3 and 6. Now what are we going to do is to write the numbers which are divisible first by 3. So we have here 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. While in 6, we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and so on. Now we can see that the least common denominator in 3 and 6 is 6. So meaning to say in our example, 1 over 3 minus 5 over 6. Okay, we will multiply 3 in a number to become 6. So what number is that? Okay, 2. We will multiply it to numerator and denominator. So we have 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 3, 6. Then just copy 5 over 6. Now you can see that our denominator is already the same. So what are we going to do is, so we can now subtract the two fractions. So we have here 2 minus 5 is negative 3 over 6. So just copy the denominator and simplify negative 3 over 6, which is, okay, negative 1/2. So we have another example, 2 over x minus x plus 1 over 5. So these are the solutions. We have 2 over x minus quantity x plus 1 over 5. Now if you notice, I put quantity in x plus 1 or close open parenthesis. Alright? And don't forget to put bracket on both sides. Okay? Then look at the denominators. We have x and 5. Multiply it. We have 5x. Then 5x will be multiplied by the numerator 2. Okay, and it will become 10x over x, sorry. Then we have 5x times x is 5x squared plus 5x multiplied by 1 is 5x. And copy the denominator. Now we will simplify it. 10x divided by x, cancel the x. So we have 10 minus 5x squared divided by 5 is x squared plus, 5x divided by 5 is x. Alright, then simplify it again. We have 10, then negative times positive x squared is negative x squared. Then negative times positive x is negative x. So this is our answer. Let us now discuss solving quadratic equations that are not written in standard form. So we have x, quantity x minus 5 is equal to 24. So write the quadratic equation in standard form since the equation is not written in the standard form. So what is the method that are we going to use? Yes, that's correct. Distribution method. So x times x is x squared minus x times 5 is 5x is equal to 24. Now we will additive inverse the positive 24. So from positive 24 it will become negative 24. And don't forget to write 0. Now again, our equation is x squared minus 5x minus 24 is equal to 0. And this time, it is already written in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now the next step is factor it. we will use the factoring method. So in this equation, the factors are x minus 8 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. Then put put 0 on both factors. X minus 8 is equal to 0 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now we will use the additive inverse. From negative 8 it will become positive 8, and from positive 3 it will become negative 3. So our roots are x is equal to 8 and x is equal to negative 3. Another equation is quantity x minus 6 squared plus quantity x minus 3 squared is equal to 29. So write the quadratic equation in standard form. So from squared form, we will write it into binomial form which is quantity x minus 6 times quantity x minus 6 plus quantity x minus 3 times quantity x minus 3 is equal to 29. Now, what method are we going to apply in here? Okay, that is from your grade 8 mathematics. Yes, that's correct, and that is FOIL method. And let us review FOIL method. F for first, O for outer, I for inner, and L for last. Okay, so let's apply FOIL method. This is the first, so x times x is x squared. Then outer, which is x times negative 6 is negative 6x. Next is inner, which is negative 6 times x is negative 6x. Then last, negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Next, first is x times x, x squared. Outer, we have x times negative 3 is negative 3x. Inner, we have negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And last, which is negative 3 minus negative 3, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 is equal to 29. Okay, so let us simplify the equation. X squared, and these two are same terms, so we have negative 6x minus negative 6x is negative 12x plus 36. Next is x squared, and these two are also the same, so negative 3 minus negative 3 is negative 6x plus 9 is equal to 29. So, don't forget that our quadratic equation has three terms. So, that is quadratic term, linear term, and constant term. So, let's go on first to quadratic terms. So, these two are the quadratic terms. So, x squared plus x squared is 2x squared. Let's go on now to linear term. We have negative 12x and negative 6x. So, negative 12x minus 6x is negative 18x. Then the last term is the constant term, which is positive 36 plus 9 is positive 45 is equal to 29. Next is to use the additive inverse of positive 29. It will become negative 29. So, since 45 and 29 is both constant terms, so 45 minus 29 is positive 16. So, from this equation, 2x squared minus 18x plus 16 is equal to 0. We will use the factoring method. And the factors are quantity 2x minus 2 and quantity x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now, we will put 0 on both factors. 2x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x minus 8 is equal to 0. So, additive inverse of negative 2 is positive 2. So, you have 2x is equal to 2. Then, divide both sides by 2 or so you have x is equals to 2 over 2 or x is equal to 1. Then, additive inverse of negative 8 is positive 8. So, your roots are 1 and 8. Let's go on now to solving rational algebraic equations transformable into quadratic equations. Solve the rational algebraic equation 2 over x plus x minus 2 over 5 is equal to 1. So, rewrite the equation 2 over x plus x minus 2 over 5 is equal to 1. Then, put bracket both sides. Okay? Then, look at the denominator. Okay? So, we have x and 5, and also put this number 1. Okay, so we have x times 5 and 1, both sides. So we will now multiply it to the numerator 2. So 5x times 2 is 10x, just copy the denominator. Then 5x times x is 5x squared. And 5x times negative 2 is negative 10x, and copy the denominator 5. So 1 times 5x is 5x. Then let us simplify. 10x divided by x is 10. 5x squared divided by 5 is x squared. And negative 10x divided by 5 is 2x. So your equation will become 10 plus x squared minus 2x is equal to 5x. From 10 plus x squared minus 2x is equal to 5x, we will additive inverse the positive 5x, and it will become negative 5x. So our equation will become x squared minus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0. And we will factor it. The factor of this equation is x minus 2 times x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we have x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x minus 5 is equal to 0. Then additive inverse to negative 2. So our x is equal to 2 and x minus 5 is equal to 0 is x is equal to 5. So these are the two roots or solutions. So let's have our last example. Solve the rational algebraic equation 4 over x minus 7 plus x over 3 is equal to negative 1 over 3. So copy our equations, then put bracket both sides. Then look at the denominators. We have x minus 7 and we have both 3. So we will write x minus 7 and 3. Okay, then we will multiply it to both numerator. So we have 4 times 3 times x minus 7, copy the denominator, plus x times 3 times x minus 7 over 3, and negative 3 times 1 is 3, then x times negative 7 is x minus 7 over 3. Then cancel. Okay, so we have 4 times 3 is 12. Then x times x is x squared minus 7 times x is 7x. Is equal to negative times x is negative x, and negative times negative 7 is positive 7. So to simplify, we have 12 plus x squared minus 7x. From negative x, it will become positive x when you additive inverse it. Then from positive, it will become negative 7, and put 0 in the equation. So we have 12 plus x squared minus 7x plus x minus 7 is equal to 0. Then rewrite it into terms, quadratic terms, linear term, and constant term. Proper terms. So we have x squared minus 7x plus x plus 12 minus 7 is equal to 0. So again, the three terms are quadratic term, linear term, and constant term. So let's go on first to constant term, which is x squared. Then negative 7x plus x is negative 6x. And the constant term is positive 12 minus 7. So that is positive 5 is equal to 0. So from this equation, we will use the factoring method, and the